gives our visitors something new and exciting to look forward to, in addition to making ArtPrize even more special.
ArtPrize, a popular yearly tradition, now switching to an every other year format. We brought you that announcement as breaking news on 24-Hour News 8 at 5. And tonight, we're hearing reaction from those affected by that switch.
24-Hour News 8's Zach Horner talked with downtown businesses about how it will affect them. But first, let's get to Marvis Herring with how ArtPrize venues and the Grand Rapids Chamber of Commerce are feeling. Marvis?
Marley, Brian, good evening to you. On those interim years without a competition, ArtPrize is revealing what they're calling projects. There'll be citywide art installations done by one artist or group, and some are loving the sound of something new.
Change isn't something to be feared. It's something that opens new windows. It doesn't close doors.
It was a bit of a Thursday surprise, but the chief curator at Frederick Meyer Gardens isn't sweating changes announced today, moving the well-known ArtPrize competition to a biennial format. Just like the ArtPrize officials told us, he says this is not a downgrade for the event.
If they would have gone in and they would have said, well, you know, we're going to just do it every other year. That's it. And then I think that maybe some of the sentiments could be justified.
I think it'll be different, of course.
Different isn't bad in Rick Baker's eyes. He's the president and CEO of Grand Rapids Chamber of Commerce.
We naturally go to negative, like it's a loss, but I think this is really a gain for us as a community because now we still have ArtPrize, and now we have something new.
Both Meyer Gardens and the Chamber say they're confident in new experiments from ArtPrize. Beckerer explained that most international art events are on a similar schedule, some even every 3 years.
It's not that there's going to be a lull. It's not that there's going to be really a moment of quiet. It's just going to be a different way of looking at and thinking about art.
The experienced ArtPrize curator says he's excited to see what the changes mean for them, a longtime venue off your downtown ArtPrize path. He doesn't see this slowing their momentum.
Well, you know, we are never impacted in terms of attendance in the way that people are in the Diag, what I call it down there. We never have that kind of traffic. We have increased traffic for sure, but it's not to the same degree of intensity.
So positive perspectives there. Both Meyer Gardens and Site Lab officials told me this will give them more time to plan ArtPrize exhibitions. You may not know some of them take about 2 years of planning. The chamber president is not worried about a massive economic dip, but he does hope to learn more from a meeting with ArtPrize officials. Marley and Brian.
All right, thank you, Marvis. And again, on those off years for ArtPrize, without a competition, ArtPrize will host what they're calling projects.
The first one will be in 2019. It's called Project One. ArtPrize not releasing a lot of the details about this yet, but they say it will involve a single artist or a small group of artists featured in multiple sites around town.
And the big news is not sitting well with some local businesses in downtown Grand Rapids who are used to seeing big crowds during ArtPrize.
24-Hour News 8's Zach Horner spoke with a couple of businesses now concerned about missing out on revenue. Zach.
Well, Brian and Marley, bars and restaurants may miss out on all the patrons during the competition's off years. But a local woman with ties to ArtPrize says the announcement today wasn't exactly a surprise.
We knew something would be shifting this year. It was just a matter of what.
It's the biggest art festival in the world. So to me, that's confusing that they would minimize it to that point.
ArtPrize now a biennial event. Local businesses are bummed.
Generally, any of the industry that I'm in feels like it's a great influx of business with ArtPrize because you've got outside people coming in.
They're afraid they'll lose the foot traffic ArtPrize brings to downtown Grand Rapids.
We get a lot of people in here, from artists to people coming in to see art. We usually have art in here. And we see a huge increase in sales during that time, so it would definitely affect us.
We spoke with editor-in-chief at culture.gr. She's worked and covered ArtPrize since the start. She says the news is not a surprise.
I feel like we knew something was happening. There's been a lot of shifts in leadership and different things happening, and it's the 10 years, so it's a good time to look again at how things are running and whether everything is sustainable, what's working, what's not.
She's also an ArtPrize artist.
I often explain ArtPrize as it's like Christmas. It's the best time of the year, but it's also really overwhelming.
She feels the overwhelming feeling could be the reason for the switch.
On the one side, they're missing an opportunity to meet more people, show them their work, show them what they're doing. But on the other hand, it'll probably be more sustainable on an energy level to only do it every other year. That's more common in the art world.
Time will tell what Project One and other projects will bring on the ArtPrize off years. As of today, Biennial ArtPrize is here to stay.
It's a huge bummer. I love going to ArtPrize. It's a kickoff to fall, and it's something that I think not only Grand Rapids people look forward to, but around the state and even around the country.
Now, to learn more about all the changes going on with ArtPrize and to learn more about Project One, find this story on woodtv.com. In studio tonight, I'm Zach Horner, 24-Hour News 8.